In this corner of the world, Urano Suzu, CV, Dan, who was born and raised as the eldest daughter of the Urano family in the middle of three brothers in the Hiroshima, eldest son, Aichi, second daughter, Sumi, is dirty and innocent, but he does not lose purity, it grows. From a young age there was a Wonderland girl who had a chance to interact with Zashiki at my aunt's house and encountered some people's ghosts when I got out into town, and many unrealistic events on a daily basis. A special skill of Tin is to draw a picture. When I was in junior high school, the scenery of the sea drawn on behalf of Mr. Satoshi Suwara, CV, Daisuke Ono, who was a childhood adult general in the class, was awarded at the painting competition, by the name of Mr. Suwara Tetsu, at the painting competition. The turning point of such a Tin was Juhachi years old. It is the eldest son of the Hojo family who is at the hill of Kure, who is about 9 hours from Hiroshima by transit train, nominated by Hojo Shuzo, CV, Yoshimasa Hosoya, who works as at the time of recording at the Naval Martial Law Conference in Kure's guardian government to be married. While I do not know right or left, I celebrated and I am married to Hojo. Child, CV, Omijinjo, who is a small girlfriend of circumculture comes from a person's character, and it hits the Tin tightly. While I am not used to it, I have bald heads on my head, but my husband, support for crochet and others are also available, and Tin gradually enters the Hojo family with its brightness. After my husband's death, every day I had a nice relationship with Harumi, Haruko Inaba, a child with a baby girl who came back to my parents' family and had fun playing together and drawing a picture. One day, Harumi sheds valuable sugar pots into the water, so Tin which I went to buy to Yumi City in Kure will get lost in the way on that way. Then I meet for the first time with Shuruki Rin, CV, Ikki 8, of the Outcast. On another day, Mr. Tin, who joined in the town of Kure, who had finished working at the military chapel, and spent the evening of the occasional couple in the evening, was pointed out as leaned from the ceremonial work, and because of suspected pregnancy, I went for a checkup, but after all it was just a bad condition due to summer peel. In Itsen Qew Hyakugo ni, air raids also occurred frequently in Kure, where there are military bases, and the culinary work also decided to leave the house for 3 months. Kyotaro, CV, Shigeru Ashiyama, who works as an aircraft engineer in the arsenal also said he was injured in an air raid and was hospitalized in a hospital in the town. In order to evacuate the beautiful scenery, it was a Tin that went out to visit Kyotaro with a beauty during the waiting time to buy a ticket, but on the way she encounters an air raid. When escaping from the air raid after the air raid finished, the time bomb exploded and the beauty died, the Tin lost the precious right hand for painting. From the daughter it is touched as murder. The truth of Tin will also blame himself and despair. In July, the war situation further deteriorates. Suzu spends an unstable mind, such as incinerators falling down to the Hojo family, suffering air raids by gun sweeps from close range, and constantly being exposed to the danger of life, appealing to the craft as want to return. And the morning of August Rock Th. Daughter received an apology about what was accused of being murderer. It was an unexpectedly tender word that was unexpectedly troweled, but it was also a short while it got relaxed. The atomic bomb fell in Hiroshima. It was a Tin which became uneasy when I saw a tremendous earthquake and mushroom clouds. And the end of the war. Hojo family who heard Toshiba broadcasting on radio by themselves. Daughter who cries when she says Harumi. The Tin cried in the field behind the house. On that day, Suzu's mother-in-law, son, CV, Mayumi Shintani, acted as a family with all the white rice that day. After the war ended, when the resident forces began occupation, Kyotaro who worked in the military and circumcurus became useless and returned home. In Urano family, the day my bomb fell, my mother died instantly, my father died in October. Only CNS, CV, Megami, who was lying in the after effects of radiation is living. In addition, although the philosophy of childhood friend returned home safely, I saw the appearance behind it. Tin did not dare to speak out. When the year has passed, I sat on the bench of the city and eating a handful of rice and talking with crocodiles. A Yoko girl without a small relatives came near. Tin which gives Yoko a handful of rice. As it is, Yoko followed the two of us. Yoko was going to be greeted as a new family at Hojio family. This work is close to my novel which basically depicts the world visible through the main character Tin. Because it depicts the landscape and feelings during wartime seen through Tin, the first half of the story is spreading soft and gentle scenery relaxed somewhere idyllically, even in the time of tense wartime. Beautiful pastel-like images that reflect the daily world somewhere fantastically are a must-see. It will be healed by the screen colored with the restraint color. While painted in an idyllic tone like depicting the Tin's heart, the content drawn is extremely real. Behind the scenes produced by official guidebook and official art book are interviewed, but there are thorough locations such as the cityscape of Kure in wartime, the life scenery of people, the date and time of air raids, the damage situation, field surveys such as preliminary inspection, and hearing. Using the expression power of detailed battle scenes honed with the crime/action animation Black Lagoon drawing realistically the battlefield scene, the incendiary bombs that explode at a close distance, the gun sweep, the vibrations and the atomic bomb in the air defense shelter are dropped. The depiction of the moment has reality so that goosebumps stand up. The life and landscape of Japan during the wartime years ago seemed like a different world. In all of our clothing and shelter, as the distribution restrictions and soaring supplies in the black market put pressure on our lives, the mind places the scenes painlessly depicted that people work cooperatively and work hard to enrich our daily lives as much as possible. I was hit. Especially impressive is the meal scene of Hojio family and Urano family. As the end of the war approaches, even with one of the meals that deteriorates more and more, cutting cuts to get 1 rice to bring themselves together. Of course, every time you get bored, I will. While drawing a daily life, this movie is also a romance movie by Suzu. Suzu is married to Hojio who seems to do a job interview at a stranger's house. While I do not know whether I like it, Tin which gradually gets attracted to the craft. The process of becoming a real family, the relationship between the two deepening while spending daily life and pleasure together, is a development hard to imagine in the present age where love marriage became mainstream. Even though I took a look on Love Affair, I was made to feel that it was completely different between Nanaju years ago and the present age. It is one attraction. I have seen a topic animated movie in a corner of this world. Crowdfunding that covered the majority of the production cost, and the act of acting as a voice actor of the main role of the Tin role of the main character such as no putting a reoccurrence as an actress has expanded the topic. I went to the first day but what surprised me is that after the show, applause applauded spontaneously from inside the venue though it is a sign-icon of Futo. After that, the response of the customers after the watching, such as having a long line of rows for purchasing the brochure, and the amount of heat were outstanding. Since it is a monologue series work which was popularly cultivated in the previous work in movie productions, since Mai Shinko and the Millennium of the Millennium, Megaphone is supervised by Susumu Komabuchi for the first time in 7 years. In the procurement of funds by crowdfunding conducted during the production of this work, we gathered less than Yongju million yen in a short period of time, and the expectation was very large before the release. Despite the fact that sufficient advertisement publicity could not be done with television, radio, etc. Due to outright media closing, suspicion of major entertainment office against Narina Reinen who served as the leading role, Tin's voice, film critics started watching, people who have finished watching, such as popularized via the internet spread widely. Hojo Suzu, CV, Nan. The main character of this work. Relaxing at my own pace, natural character. It is unfavorable character that everyone likes, behaving in a discreet way in Hojo family. Hojo, CV, Yoshimasa Hosoya. Tin's husband. I am occasionally working at the Navy's military council. Motor nerve is dull, gentle and temperate personality. Yokoramura Daigo, CV, Omi verb. It is my older sister, who is separated from her husband with her husband and comes back to Hojo family with her beautiful children. My only son is in Kuruman house in Shimonoseki. Tin tends to be strict. Harumi Kurumura, CV, Natsuki Inaba. Daughter of a girl. I came to Hojo house with a son, and I am tiny. It is familiar to worship ships by influence of brother who parted. Shiraki Rin, CV, Sei Iway. Work at the downtown of Kurei's downtown. When Tin gets lost, a Tin guidance. Q. What is it that the mother-in-law of MS Suzu's married woman, Hojo-san, is doing well, is sticking a stick to the thing in the glass bottle. A. It is bottle polished rice. Since only unpolished rice was distributed during wartime, to eat white rice, it was necessary to polish each household. Q. When the green leaves ride, Mr. Suwon, appeared in the last person, is that alive? Is it a dead vision? A. At least there is no depiction showing dead in the movie. According to the original author, it is alive. I will leave it to your imagination whether you really stood there and why you did not talk to each other if you were standing. Q. What does the meaning of will you take an umbrella? A. It is a ceremony to become an adult. It seems that customs that took a fixed question from the early Showa period to the early Showa era. It was wisdom to cut out the story of the night, when it was common that marriage was before getting along as a lover. Q. Did Suzu get pregnant? A. Because there was a sign of pregnancy, food recently advanced. It is served as congratulations for Mr. Sister and sister, but for the next scene, I will smile from the doctor's office and come out. That evening, because we ate for 2 people in the morning, only supernatant of porridge which is less than 1 person is served. As a result of examination, pregnancy is a misunderstanding, it is a pattern that was menstruating from malnutrition at wartime. Q. When Sumi is asleep, what is the arm of the arm? A. It is a typical symptom seen in radiation disorders called atomic bomb diseases. Original author of this history. Director/screenplay Yoshiwabe Kamihisa. Animation production Mappa. Produce Genko. Award history, sequential edition. Hiroshima International Film Festival, newly established in Ni-Senju Rock. Hiroshima Peace Film Award. The Sunju Hachi Th Yokohama Film Festival. Work Award. Judge Special Award, No. The Sunju Ichi St Takasaki Film Festival. Horizon Prize, Director Koshiba Susumu, 10.